So many years of planning went into the creation of this wonderful new library. Probably almost 10 years of planning. And we had an initial faculty, student, staff, library design team who came together and brought their various needs and wants, desires for a new library, as well as Dr. Ruth Small, the director of the school library program at Syracuse University and an alum of MPH. She headed a graduate student research project for an entire semester that focused on library design, specifically for us, with our community in mind. So all of that planning over the years resulted in what we have today. It was very deliberate, very well thought out, and it was, even though it took a long time, what we finally realized was that all that time was needed because during the last 10 years, the ideas about libraries have changed. You may know that people are building libraries today without any books at all and calling them libraries, which is really interesting. We chose to incorporate libraries and technology. We don't see it as an either-or proposition. You can have both technology, great cutting-edge technology, and lots of books. And that's indeed what we have today. Another challenge we had, in addition to the sort of changing nature of libraries or the changing discussion around the purpose of libraries, was incorporating 4-year-olds and 18-year-olds, the pre-K through 12 setting. So this space was, the intention was to have a space for the littlest kids that was truly their own and unique, and part of that was a storytelling room just for them, so that they could have a puppet show or sing a song or have an author visit and have that not disturb the 18-year-olds who are in the old space were right next to them, but in this space now on the other side of the library studying, writing a paper, that sort of a thing. So the storytelling room is enclosed, and that was always a key part of this design. We also were able, with the square footage, to push the computer instruction into its own room. So we now have a 20 computer instruction room where students are taught how to digitize their bibliographies. That's where they can write papers. That's where they do research on online databases. Classes can use that room. And indeed, in this first opening weeks, many teachers have come down and used that room with their classes. And then the other big piece was the incorporation of something we are calling collaborative study rooms. And those are drop-in basis, student-focused 2 rooms that allow students to put their work up on a screen and work together on that screen. So up to 8 kids at a time can display their work in that room. And or you can just study for Spanish and be a little bit more loud in a group setting in those rooms. They're almost 100% soundproof. It's really funny to see kids in there holding up their phone with music on it or looking at me and sort of talking really loudly, and I can't hear a thing. So, so that sort of the noise is pushed into those rooms, and the main room now is a very quiet, studious place to work. So students who come in for their study hall or tutorial are immediately drawn to the comfortable chairs that have a place to put their laptop next to them and their books, and they get down to work. And so I think the setting is having an influence on what they're actually doing in the library. And the library was always a popular place, even in the old library, but it was so small it didn't serve the entire community. And what I'm struck by is how many people are here. This morning, over a half an hour before school started, there were 10 people lined up at the door waiting to get in. And in our small school, that's a lot. So it's very popular, and I think for all the right reasons. It's lovely.
My name is Sadie Tenenbaum. I'm in 9th grade, and this is my first year at MPH.
My name is Anna Barnard, and I'm in 10th grade, and this is also my first year at MPH. This is really a place for the students to relax and have a good time, because these are the soundproof classroom that we're in right now and right next door, and it's for students to relax, and there they can actually study. Then we have the touchscreen computers, which are really, really handy. So I think everything really worked out really well.
I don't know, it's just amazing to come here and see like the technology that they have, and just the amazing work that they've done to the new library, and it's just amazing here.
So this area was conceived as a tribute to our former headmaster, late headmaster, Baxter Ball. We wanted to incorporate some of the things that he thought about libraries. So there are, and learning, there are plaques throughout the bookcases that are favorite quotes. There are leather chairs and a fireplace, which was his sort of ideal library, had to have leather chairs and a fireplace. He was a big collector of things, so some of the things that he collected are represented here, as well as an oriental rug. And some of the, he was a historian, and some of his books are incorporated into this collection, as well as memorabilia from the school. This is a very popular spot to quietly sit away from the rest of the library. Many teachers and students can be found in these chairs, and I expect in the winter, when the electric fireplace will be turned on, it will be even more popular. An educator said that a measure of a school is what it thinks of its library, and I think it says something about our school that we chose in sort of lean economic times for many people to build a new library. We could have, the school has other needs. We could have built a new gym. We could have built a new performing arts center. Those are needs we also have. But we were dedicated to building a library, in part because that the life of the mind is essential to a 21st century education. And I think this symbolizes that. Building a new library symbolizes a dedication to a life of the mind, I think.